Hey guys, welcome back to Mindset Automotive. Today we're going to be going over my top 10 favorite car mods that I've done to this car. Some that are pretty obvious that I'm sure some of you guys know about, others not so obvious, things that I enjoy. I actually had a video planned for this week, but Amazon, unfortunately, had to kind of screw me over on that one. I had some seats ordered, and so they're going to be a little bit late. So hopefully I will have another video that's coming out fairly soon here after this one. But yeah. Alright, so coming in at number 10, we have my LED light bar headlights. Albeit not exactly conventional, not exactly the best thing in the world. They light the road up. They make me very visible with this being such a small car. Obviously, with them being light bars, like I said, they're super, super bright. They make the car look good. I like the sleepy headlights, and they're still functional, which is pretty neat. Good to have. Here is kind of what they look like when they're on. Very, very bright, extremely bright. And again, they still work. Not the greatest because my housings are a little messed up. But there you go. All right, coming in at number 9, we have my Montegi, or however the heck you say it, wheels. These are on the list mostly because it was an accident. These are 18-inch wheels. I was looking for 16s, found 17s. When I got to the guy's place, he pulled them out, said, "Here they are." I took a look at them, and I said, "Hey, it says right on the sidewall, 18s." And he was like, "Oh, well, I thought they were 17s. My fault." And I was like, "Man, I don't know if this is even gonna fit on my car." It was coming pretty close up to when I was driving this thing to Tennessee. I got about 3 weeks left, 4 weeks left, so about a month left. And I was looking for wheels that had tires on them for a decent price. I think he had them listed for $800. I think I talked him down to $700 because they were 18s. And fortunately enough, although they're massive on this car, they actually fill out the wheel well really well. And I think they look pretty good. Plus, they give it enough of an aggressive poke that it just makes it look so nice. I don't know. I like them a lot. I don't know if I'll ever move away from the 18s. I'm a big fan. So at number 7, also on the wheels, is our Yokohama YK 740s. They are the tires that actually came on the wheels. They're great. I did some research with a buddy who's also very into tires and stuff like that. He's got a souped up 2000 SI Honda Civic. It's great. He runs Nitto Neogens on his, but we were talking about it. The Yokohamas are very, very, very sticky tires. I love them. I've never had issues going around corners with them. They make no squeal, unless obviously I'm trying pretty hard. They're a great tire. I've had them on it for obviously the past 2 years now. Although I don't drive it much, tread wear goes down slow enough, but also enough knowing that it's being used. They're great tires. Love them to death. 10 out of 10. Love them. Did I say number 7? I meant number 8. Number 8 on the list. All right, for real, number 7 now. My 7th favorite thing on this car that I've done to it, albeit not very physically attractive, is the weight reduction on the interior. Spent a lot of time tearing everything out of this interior, from obviously the carpets, the sound deadening, the door panels, the everything, to the vents, the AC, the heat, the piping underneath for the AC and heat, center console, seat that's obviously supposed to be in here, it's coming up, all that good stuff. We cut probably a good 200-ish, 300-ish pounds from this car, if not maybe a little bit more. Now that also includes, our trunk that's cut in half, things from the firewall up front that are gone. Again, also the AC and heat stuff that was pretty dang heavy. The doors themselves are still fairly heavy. I'm looking into ways to cut weight on these a little bit. I've got a second set of doors that I'm going to do some looking at. Actually, I'll probably do it to these ones and then have the second set of doors as a backup. But yeah, the weight reduction is phenomenal. There is absolutely no weight in this thing. This thing is very, 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 very light. All right, so coming in at number 6, we have something that, you know, you would think any swapped car, modified car should probably have, but it's going to be my oil pressure gauge and my boost gauge. Yeah, pretty self-explanatory, but with this swap, since I've got, if you couldn't tell earlier, a whole bunch of wiring to go through yet and figure out some stuff. I don't have a working oil pressure gauge, a working speedometer, RPM gauge. The boost gauge actually helps me figure out kind of where my RPM's at, and the oil pressure gauge is a good deal because I've previously blown this car up because I didn't know where my oil was at and ended up blowing a rod bearing out of it. So good additives to have, something any car guy should probably have in their vehicle if it's modified, if they have anything done to it. A boost gauge and a oil pressure gauge are 100% something that you should definitely get if you're smart, unlike me. But number 6. All right, coming in at number 5, if you know me, you knew I was going to talk about it. The Mindset banner. As stupid as it sounds, as dumb as it sounds, people look at this, they ask me questions about it, and it actually gets my name out there. It's a great self-promotion option. Obviously, Mindset has a little bit more behind it than just, you know, the YouTube channel, the name. You know, it's about spreading positivity. It's about, you know, having the right mindset on things. It's about, you know, being in the mindset of just enjoying vehicles and not there for just drama. But other than that kind of thing, it is one of my favorite mods, obviously coming in at number 5. I like it. People ask me questions about it. It gets noticed, and it kind of fits the car a little bit. I have a couple other ideas for it that I have coming up. Hopefully I'm going to change around some stuff. The car is going to come back here in a couple months, hopefully looking like a completely different car, and I think this banner is going to change out a little bit. But number 5. All right, so coming in at number 4, we're in a similar spot to before, but we're actually talking about our switch panel. This guy right here. Again, albeit kind of dumb. It's made out of an intake box from a Bonneville, I believe, that I got out of a junkyard. Cut off the part that says Supercharged right on it, painted the letters red, drilled some holes through it, threw the switches in, and I love the way it looks. Although it's not covered up very well right now, I have some plans for that to make it look, you know, more in place than what it is right now. But I actually really enjoy the switches. Feels race car-ish, obviously. You know, young guy, want a race car, duh. But it feels fun to turn on. I think it's better than turnkey, although turnkey is nice and OEM plus and whatnot. This obviously is not an OEM car at all. So having the switches definitely makes it a little bit more fun to drive, and gets questions and people asking, you know, what does that do? Why is that there? I really like it. I think it's fun. So coming in to the top 3, again, something kind of stupid, but the powder-coated supercharger, the painted valve covers, although my engine bay right now is an absolute wreck and needs a remodel, I actually really like this color. This was originally because that buddy of mine that has that 2000 Honda Civic Si EM1 that I was talking about earlier is actually in Milano red. So, you know, being my best friend, you know, we wanted to paint match some stuff. So, little known fact, I'll show some stuff here, but his engine bay is the Sonic Gray Pearl that my car is, and in my engine bay, because Milano red wouldn't quite look good as an engine bay color, I went with the close enough Milano red powder coated supercharger And then I painted the valve covers myself with the same red that he used for his brake calipers and some other small stuff in his car. But yeah, I really like it. It's got, I put some flake in it on the snout and the valve covers themselves. I think it's a great look. It obviously gives it, an extra 5 horsepower, but I think it looks pretty good. All right, so coming in at number 2, we have a video that you guys may have seen me do, which was actually swapping out my clutch for a Stage 3 Plus clutch from Spec. Definitely 100%, although I haven't driven it much since, one of the best modifications I have done. I was riding around on a stock Muncie 4-speed clutch for the Iron Duke, and it worked. It worked fine, but although I neglected it a little bit and I beat the piss out of it, it tended to actually hold up to a lot of the power, but it's a world of difference. This one's a little bit more aggressive. It takes some getting used to, but definitely worth it. You could just tell the difference. The amount of power output it feels like it has, the way it grabs, it just feels like a better clutch, and that's honestly just because it is. Number 1, pretty obvious what my favorite modification to this car is. The Supercharger 3800. Needless to say, it added a little bit more power, made it a little bit more fun, makes some cool noises. And in all reality is probably what these cars should have had in them from factory. It's a little much, if it's done right, which obviously enough, not really, but if it's done right, it's downright quick. They just get down and they're super enjoyable in these cars. I've driven one without a Supercharged 3800 in it. I have one that I'm working on that doesn't have one in it yet. May have one eventually. I'm not sure yet. But I've driven one without it, and although I like his car a lot, it's kind of slow. And it's, I mean, it is still fun. The stock motor that's in him, he has the V6 in his. It still makes it an enjoyable car, but it's pretty dang slow. Obviously, these cars hold their own on corners, so it's still fun to go around a corner and actually be able to floor it. Whereas in this guy, if I floor it around a corner, well, And so I think it's great. Definitely, if you have one, would recommend looking into it. It costs some money, and it costs a lot of time, and but it's definitely worth it, and I'm very proud to say I did this. So that makes it my number 1 spot. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. There's my top 10 things that I love that I've done to this car, my favorite modifications to it. I hope you guys got some insight as to what I enjoy about this thing, and maybe if you own your own, these are some of the things that you guys can take into consideration when either doing your swap, or if you already have one, what you plan on adding to your swap. To each their own, obviously. You know what? Do your thing, dude. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, guys. If you guys enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. Those are the kind of things that push my videos out to obviously YouTube and other people. And I really just want to have more outreach, show more people what these cars are able to do, what's so lovable about them, and get more people a part of our community, and be welcoming. Enjoy your day.